my shoulder and slip into your room, keeping the light low so I don't startle you. And before I get too comfy here, if our little late night visits help you sleep, please tap like, subscribe, and leave a sleepy comment. It actually helps me make the next cozy video sooner. I pat across the soft rug and kneel by the side of your bed, letting the quiet of the apartment settle around us. The hallway light is dim, just a warm little halo spilling through the half-closed door, and I can see the faint outline of your face against the pillow. I whisper your name like a secret and smile when your shoulders loosen a little. There you are. I knew you'd still be awake. The night feels thick and gentle, like a blanket draped over the city, and I can hear the tiniest hush of the radiator, the softest breath of wind at the window. I rest my elbow on the mattress and prop my chin on my palm, close enough to read the shape of your eyes as they start to relax. I tug the duvet up to your collarbone and smooth the wrinkle where it bunches. Your room smells like laundry soap and something sweet. Maybe those vanilla candles you always forget to blow out until I remind you. On your nightstand, your phone blinks once and then gives up, and I tap the side to turn it face down. You don't need that little lighthouse pulling you away from the shore of sleep. Not tonight. I sit on the edge of your bed and shrug off my hoodie. Underneath, my t-shirt is soft and a little cool from the hallway, and I press my sleeve to your cheek for a second just to make you inhale and feel how clean it is. I keep my voice as thin as a ribbon, slow and steady, like I'm talking not to your ears, but to that place behind your eyes where the long day finally goes quiet. It's late, I know, and I'm right here. I push your hair back from your forehead and trace a fingertip along the line where your temple relaxes. You're warm. You always run warm at night, and I always pretend I don't notice, so I can scoot closer and share. The window isn't quite closed, and the air that sneaks in is fresh and kind. There's this soft hush outside, like the whole street is in on it, like the trees are leaning closer to listen to us breathe. I have to tell you something, and I'm saying it now because your room is safe and the dark is kind, and because I can see your guard dropping piece by piece, like the way you set down your keys when you get home. I dreamed about you, a real dream, the kind that sticks to your skin all day like sunlight. I woke up with your name on my tongue, and it tasted like tea and honey, and a little bit like laughter after we finally get the joke at the same time. I carried it around, this dream, like a postcard pressed flat in a book. All day I thought, I'll show him tonight. I'll tuck it under his pillow like a note. And here I am, unfolding it with my hands. I curl up next to you on top of the covers, one leg tucked under, hips turned so my shoulder can be your pillow. Your breath brushes my wrist while I speak. The dream was simple. We were in that cafe on the corner where the floor creaks, the one we go to when we pretend we're going to be productive. The sky outside was this pale watercolor gray, and everything inside was golden. We were sharing the world's worst croissant, because you took the flaky top, and I took the soft middle, and somehow that made it perfect. We weren't saying anything that mattered, and at the same time, everything mattered. You reached for your cup, and your knuckles grazed mine, and neither of us moved away. In the dream, it felt like we had been building that silence for years, just to arrive at that tiny touch, like the moment a song finally lands on the note you knew it was always aiming for. I tuck the blanket around your shoulders and draw little circles over your scapula with the pads of my fingers, small and even, like a lullaby hummed just under the edge of hearing. The room changes by these careful inches. The street light outside paints soft stripes on the wall. The clock's tiny second hand slips forward. A car turns down a side street, and the sound fades like a sigh. Your jaw softens. Your brow lets go. You're doing beautifully. I breathe with you in a gentle pause and out easy That's the kind of person you are. You always offer warmth, even when you're the one who needs it. I slipped my hands into the front pocket, and there were those tiny ticket stubs you never throw away. Do you know how many of your small, lovely habits I keep in my head like a secret shelf? You stir your tea clockwise twice, and then counterclockwise once. You fold napkins into little boats. You tilt your head when you're listening, and it makes me want to lean in and confide in you forever. I tell you these things because I want you to know that being seen can feel like exhaling. You are seen here, in this room, under this blanket, by me. I shift so my thigh is along your hip, not heavy, just there, steady. A reminder that we share the same small piece of night. My hand moves to your hairline, sweeping slowly, slowly, from temple to nape. Your breathing changes. It lengthens like a river, finding the lazy middle of its course. A draft tickles the curtain, and it sways. Somewhere a neighbor laughs softly, and then the sound dissolves into the hallway. Everything is distant and soft. I'm going to take this soft lotion, your favorite, the one that smells like clean sheets, and warm a tiny bit between my palms, and then I'm going to smooth it along the back of your hand, your wrist, each finger, like polishing river stones. The skin there is thin and brave, and I treat it like a precious page I'm turning. This is where the day releases its grip. You don't have to hold on to anything, not the message you forgot to send, not the thing you meant to say more perfectly, not even the way you tell yourself to be stronger. Right now, the strongest thing you can do is rest. Is it okay if I keep stroking your hair? I wait in that quiet permission, feeling your yes in the way your shoulders fall and your mouth softens into almost a smile. And then I continue, combing with my fingers, as gentle as falling petals. I tell you about the first day we really talked, not just the casual hello in the hall. We were sharing a bench at the bus stop, watching a dog try very hard to befriend a pigeon. You made a joke under your his expense, and I thought, oh, he's safe. The world is full of sharp edges, and you are a shoreline where they soften. I learned your rhythms the way you learn a favorite song, where it swells, where it hushes, where it wants to be replayed, and I learned mine next to yours. I became better at being gentle because you showed me how. In my dream, we didn't kiss, not once. It was almost infuriating, but we touched everything around the kiss. We shared headphones and leaned our heads together until our hair tangled at the tips. We stood under a tiny awning and watched the rain bead and slide down the edge, and I rested my hand in the crook of your elbow where the skin is warm and unassuming. We took the long way home on purpose. We spoke in the soft grammar of almosts, and somehow it felt more honest than anything. Dreams know things. They slow time down so you can feel what's beneath the obvious. And what I felt was this. I didn't want to be your best friend tonight. I wanted to be the person you reach for in the dark, because the shape of me fits the shape of your quiet. I let that rest in the room like a candle, steady and small and brave. My thumb sweeps over your cheekbone and I whisper that you don't owe me an answer. Not now. Not when the world has asked for enough from you today. This isn't a crossroad. It's a doorway to a softer room. We can stay here as long as you need. We can tread water together until the tide carries us to shore. I am patient. I am here. Your breathing deepens. Each exhale warms the space between us. I match my words to your rhythm, so they arrive like the gentle back and forth of waves against a wooden pier. I tell you about tomorrow, but only the kind of tomorrow that doesn't ask anything from you. We wake to light pooling on the floor. We make pancakes that come out a little lopsided, but taste like victory anyway. We pick a movie we've both seen 100 times, because certainty is a luxury, and we deserve it. I'll bring you water in your favorite glass. I'll let you rest your head on my chest and count heartbeats like stars. We can build a little fort out of blankets and call it home for the afternoon. just a signal to your body that it can switch gears. The parasympathetic chorus begins to hum. The muscles in your jaw, then your neck, then your back, softening one by one like lights dimming in a theater before the show. You are the show. Your rest is the plot. The ending is peace, and we are already there. If thoughts float up, let them drift on by like little boats. I'll watch them pass with you. I won't let any of them anchor here. The only things that get to stay are warmth and breath and the simple miracle of being held. I run the flat of my nails, barely a whisper, along your scalp, then switch to the soft pads of my fingers so it's always a comfort, never a surprise. I trace from the top of your ear down to the jaw hinge and back again, thoughtful and slow, mapping you the way a lighthouse maps the coast. Circle, glide, glow. I tell you the last part of the dream. We arrived at your door, and you fumbled your keys like you always do when you're trying very hard to look casual and failing adorably. You leaned your forehead against mine, and we both laughed quietly at how dramatic we were being over our hallway. The laughter faded, and what remained was this calm certainty, like the exact temperature of a bath when you sink in and think, yes, this is it. We didn't cross any lines. We drew one together, and then we stepped over it, side by side, not with fireworks, with a hush, with softness, with a promise that we'd keep listening. That's the moment I woke up, and my first thought was that I wanted to give that feeling to the real you. So I came here, pillow-haired and shameless, because the night is short, and I wanted to spend the best of it with you. Your eyelids are heavier now. I can tell by the way they flutter and settle, by the way your mouth opens a fraction on the exhale. I tuck the blanket under your arm and let my hand rest there, an anchor and a blessing. You're safe. You're wanted. You are more than enough. You don't have to prove anything to earn rest. You get to have it because you're human and you made it to this hour, and that is worthy in itself. I whisper your name like a lullaby and repeat the truths said enough. You are kind. You are needed. You make ordinary moments feel like holidays. I am so lucky to know you, and luckier still to be here now, watching you soften back into yourself. If little corners of tension try to hold on, I travel to them with my touch and my breath. The base of your skull becomes a meadow. The space between your ribs becomes an open window. The line of your spine becomes a path through trees, with dappled light on the ground, safe and familiar. Your toes loosen, your calves release, your knees feel unguarded in the best way. From your hips to your shoulders, a silk ribbon of ease unspools. When you breathe in, it pools. When you breathe out, it flows. In and a gentle pause, and out. Every exhale is a small letting go, a soft goodbye to the day. I stay quiet for a while, just holding the shape of the room in my chest so you don't have to. The clock hums, the curtain whispers, a car door closes far away, and you don't even notice. Your body knows what to do. It knows how to return to still water when given permission. I press the lightest kiss to your hairline, barely there, just warmth meeting warmth, and then I rest my forehead to yours for one breath, then two, then three. If you drift now, I'll be right here. I'll keep the world slow. I'll catch any noisy thought before it reaches you, and ask it to come back tomorrow when the sun is up and we're eating pancakes. You can let go of the script, the duties, the narratives that aren't kind. You can let yourself be the soft animal that sleeps, because it is night and because it is loved. You are loved. You are so loved. When you're almost entirely gone to dreams, I let my fingers comb your hair once more and tuck a little confession between the strands. Safe as a secret, I want to be your girlfriend, not the loud kind, the gentle kind who knows your coffee order and the exact way your hands like to be held, the kind who shows up when the light is soft and the world is quiet. still awake when the moon climbs a bit higher. Maybe I'll lean close and tell you the part of the dream I didn't dare say out loud yet. The part where I show you exactly how I'd like to wake you. Slow, smiling, and very, very sure. That little spicier continuation lives on Patreon, tucked safely away. The link is in the description if your curiosity wants company later. For now, let your breath keep its quiet rhythm. If you enjoyed our little time together, give this video a soft like, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and ring the tiny bell so I can come